Hello students, now we are going to discuss some important topics in 7th lesson dual nature of radiation and matter. Part 3. First one is about concept of quantization of energy. Before that, let us discuss about the failures of classical wave theory. According to the wave theory, the light of greater intensity should impart greater kinetic energy to the liberated electrons. But the experiments show that maximum kinetic energy of photoelectrons does not depend on the intensity of the incident light. According to wave theory, if a sufficiently intense beam of light is incident on the surface, electrons will be liberated from the surface of the target, however low the frequency of the radiation is. But the photoelectric emission is not possible below a certain minimum frequency, which is called threshold frequency. Since the energy of light is spread across the wavefront, each electron needs considerable amount of time such that a few hours to get sufficient energy to overcome the work function and to get liberated from the surface. But the experiment shows that photoelectric emission is almost instantaneous process. Next one is about quantization of energy. Maxwell Planck proposed quantum concept in 1900 in order to explain the black body radiation. According to Planck, matter is composed of large number of oscillating particles such that atoms which vibrate with different frequencies. Each atomic oscillator which vibrates with its characteristic frequency emits or absorbs electromagnetic radiation of the same frequency. If an oscillator vibrates with a frequency nu, its energy can have the certain discrete values that can be written by the equation En is equal to nh nu. Here n takes the values like 1, 2, 3, etc. Here h denotes Planck's constant. The oscillators emit or absorb energy in small packets or quanta, and the energy of each quantum is written as E is equal to h nu. This implies that the energy of the oscillator is quantized and not continuous. This is called quantization of energy. Next one is about Einstein's explanation for particle nature of light. According to Einstein, the energy in light is not spread out over wavefronts but is concentrated in small packets or energy quanta. Therefore, light of frequency nu from any source can be considered as a stream of quanta. The energy of each light quantum can be written as E is equal to h into nu. The linear momentum of a quanta can be written as P is equal to h nu by c. The individual light quantum of definite energy and momentum can be associated with a particle. The light quantum can behave as a particle, and this is called photon. Particle nature of light. According to Einstein, the energy in light is not spread out over wavefronts but is concentrated in small packets or energy quanta. The energy of each light quantum can be written as E is equal to h into nu. The individual light quantum of definite energy and momentum can be associated with a particle, and this is called photon. Next one, the definition for intensity of light according to the quantum concept. According to the quantum concept, the intensity of light of given wavelength is defined as the number of energy quanta or photons incident per unit area per unit time with photon having same energy. The unit is watt meter power minus 2. Once again I repeat, according to quantum concept, the intensity of light of given wavelength is defined as the number of energy quanta or photons incident per unit area per unit time with photons having the same energy. The unit is watt meter power minus 2. And next, what is meant by nature of light? The light possesses dual nature, that of both wave and particle. Light behaves as a wave during its propagation and behaves as a particle during its interaction with matter. Once again I repeat, the light possesses dual nature, that of both wave and particle. Light behaves as a wave during its propagation and behaves as a particle during its interaction with matter. Next one, characteristics of photons. Each photon will have energy that can be written by the equation E is equal to h nu, which is equal to hc by lambda. Here nu is replaced as c by lambda. The energy of photon is determined by the frequency of the radiation and not by its intensity. The photons travels with the velocity of light and its momentum can be written as P is equal to h by lambda, which is equal to h into nu by c. Here lambda in the denominator is replaced by c by nu. Photons are electrically neutral and hence they are not deflected by electric or magnetic fields. When photons interact with matter, the total energy, total linear momentum and total angular momentum are said to be conserved. This is the graph between the maximum kinetic energy and the frequency of the incident radiation for different metals like cesium, potassium, sodium and calcium. Next one, Einstein's explanation for photoelectric equation. When a photon of energy h nu is incident on a metal surface, it is completely absorbed by the single electron and the electron is ejected. In this process, the energy of the incident photon is utilized in two ways. One is, part of the photon energy is used for the ejection of electrons from the metal surface and it is called as work function and it is denoted by the symbol phi naught. And the remaining energy is used as a kinetic energy of the ejected electron. From the law of conservation of energy, we can write h nu is equal to phi naught plus k, where h nu is equal to phi naught plus half mv squared. Here k represents the kinetic energy. We know the equation for kinetic energy is nothing but half mv squared. This is equation number 1. Here m denotes the mass of the electron and v denotes the velocity of the electron. At threshold frequency, the kinetic energy of the ejected electron will be 0. We can write nu is equal to nu naught, then kinetic energy will become 0. Thus equation 1 becomes h nu naught is equal to phi naught. This is equation number 2. Put equation 2 in equation 1, we can write h nu is equal to h nu naught plus half mv squared. This is equation number 3. This equation is known as Einstein's photoelectric equation. If the electron does not lose energy by internal collisions, then it is emitted with maximum kinetic energy, which is represented by K max. Then the equation will become h nu is equal to h nu naught plus half mv squared max. Here we can write half mv max squared is equal to h nu minus h nu naught, where K max is equal to h nu minus phi naught. This is equation number 4. A graph is drawn between maximum kinetic energy of the photoelectron along y-axis and the frequency of the incident light along x-axis, which gives us a straight line. Next one, explanation for photoelectric effect. As each photon liberates one electron, then the increase of intensity of light increases the number of electrons emitted, thereby increasing the photocurrent. From equation maximum kinetic energy is equal to h nu minus phi naught, it is evident that maximum kinetic energy is proportional to the frequency of the light and it is independent of the intensity of the light. From the equation h nu is equal to h nu naught plus half mv squared, it is understood that there must be some minimum energy which is equal to the work function of the metal for incident photons to liberate the electrons from the metal surface, below which the emission of electrons is not possible. Correspondingly, there exists a minimum frequency which is called threshold frequency, below which there is no photoelectric emission. According to quantum concept, the transfer of photon energy to the electrons is instantaneous, so that there is no time lag between the incidence of photons and the ejection of electrons. Next one, photoelectric cells and their applications. Photoelectric cell or photocell is a device which converts light energy into electrical energy. It works on the principle of photoelectric effect. When light is incident on the photosensitive materials, their electrical properties will get affected, based on which photocells are classified into 3 types. They are photoemissive cells, photovoltaic cell and photoconductive cell. Let us see one by one. First one is about photoemissive cell. Its working depends on the electron emission from the metal cathode due to the irradiation of the light or other radiations. Next one, photovoltaic cell. Here sensitive element which is made up of semiconductor is used, which generates voltage proportional to the intensity of light or other radiations. Next one, photoconductive cell. In this, the resistance of the semiconductor changes in accordance with the radiant energy incident on it. Thank you students. Put your doubts in the comment box.